Hi, welcome to Real Love Estate. My name is Christian Pleasant, and this is my wife, Erica.
Yes, and we are so excited to have you joining us for this amazing series. Our whole focus is bringing real life couples that are happy on screen and off screen to give you advice, feedback, insight. And we are so excited to welcome today on the show powerhouse couple, Noah and Babette St. John. Let me tell you about them. Dr. Noah has impacted my life significantly. Both Christian and I have work through his books and everything, but he is known worldwide as the Father of Afformations. He is the host of a 12-week breakthrough. Babette St. John is the client success director at successclinic.com, and she is also a skilled entrepreneur. They're working with Hollywood celebrities, eight-figure company CEOs, and real estate teams worldwide. Noah and Babette are famous for helping people make more in just 12 weeks than they made in the previous 12 months while winning their lives.
Now, Dr. Noah is also the number one best-selling author of 25 books, including the new book, Get Rid of Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money. And you can get a free copy at sendmeabooknoah.com.
Send me a book, Noah.com. It doesn't get easier than
It
that.
doesn't.
So before you leave, though, stick around for the episode and welcome with us Dr. Noah and Babette. How are you doing today?
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome. Oh my
Great to
goodness.
see you guys.
Yes, I'm like, I don't know where to start because I know this is one of those episodes where I tell people get a notepad, get ready to write. But can you just start off by telling us just a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm known as the Father of Afformations and host of the 12-week breakthrough because I'm known for helping entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, health professionals, just people in general to make more in just 12 weeks than they did in the previous 12 months while actually winning their lives back. So what I do is the opposite of the hustle and the grind. There's a lot of hustle bros out there and they say work 18, 20 hours a day until your face comes off. I'm like, dude, get a life, will you? So I do the opposite of that. Instead, what I do is I help people install systems that work hard so you don't have to. And that's one of the reasons why I've helped my clients add over $3 billion over the last 30 years, meaning helping people to add multiple 6 figures a year, 7 figures, even 8 figures and more. So that's what I do. And you can learn more about that at my website, which is noahstjohn.com. You can see it right there, noahstjohn.com. We got lots of resources for you. And this is my beautiful wife, Babette, who is the wind beneath my wings and the glue that holds everything together over here at successclinic.com. So go ahead, honey.
Well, I'm behind the scenes. I'm the client success manager. So I make sure that everybody has a program, or if they have an issue, that I help them walk through it. So,
and everybody falls in love with her just like I did.
Yes.
Everybody who meets her falls in love with her. I love it when we go to seminars and we both walk in and here's what happens. Everybody goes, Babette! And I'm like, hey, I wrote the books. What's the deal over here? Hey, oh, my chopped liver? Yeah, get out of here. We just want to talk to her. I'm like, really? Really? Anyway, no, it's so cute. I love how everybody falls in love with her. Men, women, children, dogs, cats, everybody falls in love with her. So it's fun.
True.
We have a great time.
It's true because the first time I connected with you and she was just so nice and followed up and I'm like, I love that. So I see what you
Exactly.
mean.
Exactly.
That was my experience. And so I know there's the first thing that we like to ask, there's a couple of things to kind of set the stage. And we find that Christian and I have found most people have a different version of this story. But if you don't mind sharing, how did you meet?
Okay, well, who am I going first?
You go first.
Well, I had just gotten out of a very toxic relationship. And so I really wasn't looking to get back into a relationship. I had actually just moved from Maine to Ohio. And I moved here and I only knew one person when I moved here, a friend of mine named Scott. And Scott introduced me to a friend of his. And that friend introduced me to Babette. So it was literally, I moved here in 2007, and within 3 weeks of only knowing that my one friend, I met her. So, I mean, you want to talk about a God thing? It was a total God thing because I had no idea I was going to meet the woman who would change my life.
and he changed mine. So we have twin daughters, and they're going to be 40 this year. And then a son who just turned 29. And we're going to be grandparents. So, or we are to one. He's going to have another child. But Noah is we live by his systems. And when he says something, he speaks from the heart, and he actually lives it. We live it. My kids live it. And he's a great stepdad, very truthful. And I fell in love with his mission. And I've been here for 18 years with him, 14 married. And we have a great life. So
what I love is that we work together. I mean, we're together all the time. We work from our home here, what our clients lovingly call Success Manor, which I got this home actually in the middle of the pandemic in 2021 is when we moved in here. And now actually, because of the very systems that I teach, we were actually able to pay off the mortgage of this house 27 years early. So pretty amazing. And so we have fun. We laugh every day. And my favorite time of day is when I turn off the computer, we go out back, we sit, we have a koi pond out back, we sit, we watch the fish, we listen to, watch the birds, and we have gardens out back, and, we just tend to the garden, and we just like to enjoy life. And that's really a big, big part of what I teach my clients, because as I mentioned, I believe that your business should exist to serve you, not the other way around. So most entrepreneurs and real estate professionals and business owners out there are working really, really hard for their business, but their business isn't working hard for them. So I help people to flip that around and say, look, let's install these systems, get your business working hard for you so you can, I don't know, have a life. What? I know it's a crazy idea, but maybe.
We were just talking about the fountain of youth that y'all have discovered. Christian's like, there's no way they have a 4-year-old. You both twins. Like, y'all are fabulous. So we'll get into the fountain of youth talk in a second.
But he keeps me young, that's for sure.
Well, to speak to you, Noah, and to address, more of the men that may be watching this aspect, who may have hesitation of working with their spouse. Sometimes you hear that stereotype. But you spoke about how you're like now, like you said, you can shut that laptop down and you guys can go out into the backyard and just enjoy all that. But was it always like that? Obviously, man, I've always had that koi fish pond, but in the earlier stages of maybe working together and kind of that transition. Because I had my reserves with my wife, because business is business, and you don't want that to impact your marriage in a certain way when you have disagreements or this one direction over the other, whatever the case is. So could you kind of speak on that and that impact as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Listen, I love that you brought this up, Chris, because you're absolutely right. It was a big transition for me. I've been working. I started my company in 1997. My company's called SuccessClinic.com, and I started in 1997 in a 300 square foot basement apartment in Hadley, Massachusetts. I had no money. I had $800 to my name, no marketing, no business, no sales skills. The only funnel we had back then was funnel cake. So we had nothing. And so, I was used to just doing everything by myself, working on my own and just doing everything myself. So when I moved here in 2007 and I met her, and, she was already a successful entrepreneur before she ever met me. So she owned her own business and was, she was doing very well. And, but I'm like, well, I'm the man. I know better. I'll do it my way. And meanwhile, she's like, maybe you might want to try this. I'm like, oh, that'll never work. And of course, I did it my way and it crashed and burned. I'm like, maybe I should listen to. But see, she's so beautiful. I'm like, she can't be smart too, really? And she is. She's beautiful and smart and everything. I'm like, son of a gun. So this is the lesson. This is the takeaway for all you men listening. Always listen to your wife. That's what I tell the men. Men, always listen to your wife.
But he listens too. That's a very important part of our relationship. We do spend time and we reflect with each other. We take moments and speak. We have a great communication. Without the communication, you don't really have anything. So there's always assumptions. So like Noah always teaches, you never assume. So we talk, we have we take walks, we do nature, and just going to the store is fun. So yeah.
So
go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Go ahead.
let's go ahead.
I was just going to say, for men, the men, again, I'll talk to the men. You need to make time for the relationship. I put the relationship first, but I do it on purpose. You know, when, let's say she wants to go out somewhere, or she's out and then she comes home, immediately I shut the computer off and I say, hi, honey, you know, how was your day? How was your visit? What's going on? So I make that time. And believe me, that's not natural. You know, for guys, you know, we're like, just work, you know, until your face comes off. And I'm like, no, you got to stop that. You need to make time to put the relationship first. And this is what I say, you know, if we're having a disagreement, I'll say to her, listen, honey, if you disagree with me, then I disagree with me. Let me hear more about what you see and how you see it. Because if you're seeing it one way and I see it another way, I want to hear your opinion.
We work well with each other because we take parts of each other's and make them one. But what I wanted to say in the beginning, I used to hold up signs. I'd be outside his window and I'd hold up signs, come play with me today. So
because I was just work. And she was like, can you come out and play? I'm like, you know what am I doing here? This is stupid. Let's go. Shut the computer. Let's get out of here.
You have to take time for each other.
But it was a real switch for me.
Yeah.
That's so good. And I might have to get those signs. Maybe we'll have those, because there was something that you spoke about, Noah, about designing a business around your life. And we were just talking about this, instead of designing your life around your business. So I would love to know your thoughts on that, and even what inspired you, where you talk about taking out the head trash. You know, what does that mean, and what inspired that message and that lifestyle?
Yes, absolutely. This is something I've written 25 books about, you know, so this is, you know, one of my latest books. It's called Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money. If you can see it right there, how to avoid the 3 big money mistakes even smart people make. And I know everyone listening to this program is very smart. So as you mentioned, Erica, you can get a copy of this book for free. All you have to do is go to sendmeabooknoah.com. It's easy to remember, sendmeabooknoah.com. And I will send you a book, just cover the shipping. But anyway, so what I realized after 30 years of teaching people and helping people make $3 billion collectively, I realized that the number one reason that people get stuck, that people don't really talk about and they don't even realize most of the time, is this thing that I call your head trash. So what is head trash? Head trash is the voice in your head that says, I can't do it because, right? So for everyone listening to the program, if you think about your goals, right? Well, let's say a business goal is I want to get from 10K a month to 100K a month. You know, I want to 10X my business. Great. I've helped tons of people do that. But here's what happens. You say, well, Noah, you know, I want to go from 10K to 100K a month, but I don't think I can do it. You know, I've tried everything. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I can't afford it. I don't know where to start. I don't know who to trust. You know, so you have all of these excuses, all these reasons that you think are valid. But really, it's your head trash. It's your head trash keeping you stuck. So what I've helped so many people to do is literally take out their head trash. I'll give you a quick example. I was talking with one client of mine. His name's Charles. And I said, Charles, and he'd been reading my books, you know, watching my videos on YouTube. So he understood my philosophy and what really makes me different as a coach. And I said to him, Charles, how much do you think your head trash is costing you right now? In other words, if we don't take out your head trash, how much do you think you're going to lose out on over the next 12 months? Like, how much do you think it's going to cost you? Without batting an eye, he said $1 million. He said, no, if I don't take out my head trash, it's easily going to cost me $1 million over the next 12 months. I said, Charles, it's very common. I talk to people every day that say that to me. It's cost me $500,000, $1 million, $2 million or more. So I said, why don't you just give me 10% of that $1 million and I'll find you $1 million in the next 12 months. In other words, if you give me $1 and I give you $10 back, is that a good deal? He goes, yeah, that's a good deal. So he literally decided to hire me on the spot. That's why I love working with high achievers, right? Just like everybody listening to this program, right? High achievers, they make decisions quickly and firmly. So he invested $100K. That's 10% of $1 million, right? To get coaching with me. Well, as it turns out, I coached him for a year. As it turns out, I didn't find him $1 million in the next 12 months. Instead, I found him 1.8 million in just 10 months. So he gave me $1 and I gave him $18 back. Is that a good deal? No, that's a great deal. And then he actually he sent me an email. He said, hey, Noah, guess what? I'm on a 7-week vacation with my wife. We just bought a new RV. He said, this is a dream I've had for 20 years. He said, I've always wanted to, take a vacation and drive across the country with my wife in our new RV, but I didn't have the time or the money. And he said, now because of coaching with you, I have the time and I have the money. We're taking 7 weeks off. And he literally said, thank you, Noah, for changing my life. So that's how powerful this head trash can really be. And when you take it out, how it really can change your life.
And what a great coach he is.
Yes. And just to show everyone watching, we're not just saying we love Noah. We literally have his books in our library and we read them and
that's awesome.
Yeah, we really mean it when we say it. So yeah.
I'm on it.
When you apply it, you do see the results that he can give you.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And just hearing, it's just so much accomplishments that you're able to do. And like you said, Babette, with you in the background and him, so to speak, in the forefront, how does that feel, I guess, seeing that dynamic, knowing that you may be in a more of a not as seen as much role, like you said, until people get to meet you and they love you. But, with Noah being kind of the face and kind of in front, how does that kind of impact you guys emotionally? And how can you kind of support each other with that dynamic as well?
Well, I'm in the background and I love watching how his clients get the results, and it just makes me so very happy inside because I still am a part of it because I help them say they need something or they don't understand something. I can get them the information they need too. So they have Noah, but they also have me as well. But Noah is his methods are simple and attainable. You can achieve them. And that's what I just love seeing the results from his clients. Go ahead.
I thought you said it all. That was perfect. That was a cherry on the top. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect.
Mic drop moment right there.
I know, right? I'm good.
So I know that you have a freedom lifestyle formula, Noah, and I know another thing that we do, we like to talk to people in the real estate world. I know someone right here watching wants to be an investor or get into real estate. And even for that person, because you guys talk about your success manner too, maybe they're just like, I just want to own a home. So what type of advice and how does your formula help with that? Can you kind of tell us a little more about that?
Absolutely. So think about, for everyone listening to this program, think about why you started your business in the first place, right? Or if you're thinking about starting a business, why do you want to start a business, right? Well, people answer, when I ask people that question, they say, well, I want freedom, I want happiness, I want to have meaning in my life, I want to impact people, I want to help people. All those are great reasons. But what I did was many years ago, because I've been doing this a long time, I realized that there's actually a formula for that. And the formula, and I talk about this in my books and in my coaching, is what I call the freedom lifestyle formula. It has 4 elements, and those 4 elements are time, energy, relationships, and money, right? So when you look at time, energy, relationships, and money, it's a Venn diagram, right? And so I love Venn diagrams. All my books and coaching, you'll see I use tons of images and illustrations and Venn diagrams because it really paints a picture, right? So when you have the time that you want, that means that you can turn off your computer. You're not working, burning the midnight oil, and you don't get to see your kids. You don't get to go to the ballet recitals or the soccer games or whatever. You have the time that you really want. And what's fascinating about that is time is the most valuable resource that we have as humans. And why is that? Well, because it is the only resource that cannot be replaced, right? All of Bill Gates' billions can't buy 1 minute of yesterday, right? So time is the most valuable resource. What's funny and sad is that is the one resource that we squander the most, because everybody thinks we're going to live forever. We all believe that. We all think we're going to live forever. So far, that hasn't worked out for anybody, but we still think it, right? So that's why you have these things called, procrastination. What procrastination means is, you should be doing something, but you know what? I think I'll go watch Netflix instead. Okay, good luck. Anyway, so that's time. Then you have energy, right? So the energy that you have can be either positive or negative. Like Babette is a perfect example. And she's the most positive and happy, loving person I've ever met. So I say every day, I need to be more like her, right? Because she's just always happy, always positive. And, I sometimes am grumbling around and she's like, what are you, Anyway, that's the energy. Then you have relationships. There we go, right? Relationships. But you got to remember, it's not just your personal relationships, it's also your professional, your business relationships, right? We've all heard it said that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So that's one of the things that I do help my clients with, whether it's one-on-one or group coaching, like in my 12-week breakthrough program. I do help people to elevate their relationships. And of course, money, right? Money is a very, very valuable tool last time I checked. So I'll give you a quick example of this. I was working with a real estate professional named Tamisa. She's a real estate professional in Arizona. And she was what she described as a seminar junkie. She used to go to all these seminars. I'm sure some people watching this can relate, going to all these seminars, listening to all these gurus. And she was doing well. She's doing 6 figures in her business. But she couldn't break through that income ceiling. She just had a ceiling on her income. And no matter how many seminars, how many gurus she went to, she just couldn't break through that ceiling. So a friend referred her to me, and she joined my program called the 12-week breakthrough, where I help people make more in 12 weeks than in the previous 12 months while winning their lives back. And what happened for Tamisa was she actually tripled her investment in the first 2 weeks of coaching with me. 2 weeks, she tripled her investment. I mean, talk about a great ROI, right? You can watch her video and many, many other videos on my website. You can go to noahstjohn.com, or in fact, if you want to actually get coaching with me and find out more about that, you can go to breakthroughwithnoah.com. Easy to remember. I'm known as the Breakthrough Coach, right? So breakthroughwithnoah.com. You can see Tamisa's video and many, many other case studies. And you can actually book a call with me or one of my coaches there at breakthroughwithnoah.com. So that's my freedom lifestyle formula, and that's how powerful it is.
That's just amazing.
Yes.
I mean, the 2 weeks, all of that knowledge, and it's real. It's a testimony.
Yes.
And we were talking about, real estate, but furthermore, I kind of want to, play on with the words. But now when you think about your estate, your legacy of what you're leaving to, with all the work and the effort of, the people that you're able to help and the impact that you're making, the books and everything, number one, selling, how important is your estate, your legacy, your family, your children, when it comes to these things as you're moving forward?
Well, that's, as we get older, that's the thought, isn't it? Right. We aren't going to be here forever. So yeah, that's the thought. Babette is an incredible mom. She's the most nurturing and loving person I ever met. And so, she's done an incredible job with the kids. And, as a proud stepdad, I get to be here and, see the kids just become incredible people. Like she said, we are already grandparents. We have another one on the way, which is so exciting. And, just living that legacy, when you want to leave the legacy. And I do hope that I'm passing that example along. That's all you can do is, see that passed along to your children and your grandchildren, and hope that you have an effect and an impact. That's why I started all these years ago. And that 300 square foot basement apartment was really just to make a difference, to help people. And as cheesy as it sounds, to leave the world a little bit better than when I arrived. So, that's always been the dream, the goal.
Awesome. I was wondering, Babette, what was your thoughts on that? Like, when you think about estate and legacy, what does that mean for you?
Well, I love his mission. And I just want to say this real quick. You set yourself up when you wake up in the morning and how you present yourself. For 18 years, I admire how Noah gets up. He gets dressed like he's going into the office. He's going into his office at home, but he presents himself. You know what I mean? So he doesn't wear the pajamas or, you got it. You wear the shirt and your jammies, but he is totally dressed. He sets himself up for the day. He also exercises. So he's mentally, spiritually, and physically fit. And we live by what his mission is, and how he, in his books, The Power Habits, we live that. My kids live that as well. So we are, and you lead by example. So he is a great example of what he teaches, because we live it. So I think the legacy of who Dr. Noah St. John is the real deal. I think he will live forever, and his methods, from the stories we tell and all the results that people get. So it's not, you get all these coaches. You're only as good as your coach, right? But when you have someone that is and takes the time and doesn't brush off your what you're going through. He's right there with you, and we're right there with you. So you lead by example, and he does. He is a great example.
And so do you, honey. You give a great example every day.
But I want to say this: we do listen to each other, and your business is your business, but your lifestyle is your life, right? So at the end of the day, we shut it down and we take time for each other. So he listens to me, and sometimes there's like stressors in life, right? Maybe one kid's going to the hospital, and then the next week the other kid's going. Just life happens, and I love that we respect each other, and we say one of us is having a bad day. We pull each other up. We never put each other down. My kids have never heard me put down Noah at all or anything. We stand and hold each other up. So that's very important, is to have your partner lift you up in front of your kids and also your clients, and believe in each other, because that's the only way you can grow as well.
Well said.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That's good.
There's a lot of things that you said, and it kind of reminded me to a service that we heard over the weekend for Father's Day. As far as the fathers holding down the line, and kind of like you say, holding the line in like in a military sense, and mom being that support. But now with that dynamic, I guess I'm trying to figure out how I want to formulate it, but basically, like you said, in the sense of living forever. So clearly, it's more. Well, I can't say clearly, but it's more than just obviously the clients that you're helping, right? For you to enable to live on, you're passing and instilling things in your children. So it's not just tangible things,
Right?
But it's the principles. Like I said, seeing that uplifting your spouse and highlighting them. Even the frustrations, you see the frustrations, but remember, you're going to see that same love and putting that effort forward. So kind of speak on that, some of the, I guess, non-tangible things that we want to leave for that legacy that really add the value. Like, I guess certain to those systems, but if you had to start on your own and do whatever, these are the key things that's going to help take, if you could kind of speak or highlight to those things.
Can I say something? Just like your little child over is that's so cute. That is life, and that is taking time for your kids, and your business will grow because your family's growing, and you do lead by example, and those kids are listening to everything you say and how you react and your actions. You may not think they're in the other room, but they're always listening. You are the teacher. And so that's very important. We pull each other up. And when someone's having a bad day, the other one is, right there. Like, real quick, my mom passed. Oh, my best friend. And Noah was right there. So that was last year. And it was a hard year because we were close. She loved Noah. But the last day, Mom was here, and Noah just shut down everything, spent time with my mom, and she died the next morning. So every day is precious, and I think that's what I love about Noah, because he does take time, and we take time for each other.
Wow, we're definitely sorry for your loss. But I can feel the richness in it. And some people don't understand that when you can actually have those emotions because you got so much from that relationship. And I feel the same. My mom was my best friend. So it's like that, I definitely, I love just seeing even how you talk about, Dr. Noah, how you both talk about each other. To me, that's the richness, that's the wealth. And it's that cherry on top that you bring, the tangible wealth in terms of the financial piece too. But we can just see it, in you both, that how I said who you are in front of people is who you are behind the scenes. And that shows up in everything you do. And I believe that's why so many people, that this is my shameless plug for what you do. That's why I believe so many people are impacted in the way that they are. Because anytime that I've read your message or connected with you, it's so authentic. You just want to see people win. And many people may not even realize that. They're like, 25 books, what? but you prove the concept before the book even makes it to the final
Yep.
chopping block, from the editing process. It's like you already have people winning from what you're teaching. And
That's right.
that's just hats off for that. But I know we're wrapping up with time. So Christian has a final fill in the blank challenge for you both as we get ready to close.
Yes, this is the segment that I would like to ask our guests. Basically you just fill in the blank for us. And basically I'm going to ask you, real love is, and then you just basically answer it how you feel, whatever comes to mind. So we'll start with you, Babette, actually. When you hear real love is, what comes to mind for you? Or what's your definition of what real love is?
Respect and commitment, stepping all in and giving everything that you have.
That's powerful. And for Dr. Noah, what is real love? Well, real love is, what is that for you?
Jeez, real love is listening and honoring the other person, being different from you and honoring their truth and not trying to put your truth on top of theirs, just honoring who they are and giving them space to be who they are and appreciating them for who they are.
That's what I love about him.
That's good. So we want to wrap. This is our Keeping Up with the Coast platform, Real Love Estate. So how can we keep up with you? What's next? Where can the audience take their best next step?
Oh boy. Well, if you go to noahstjohn.com, which was right there a moment ago, but anyway, noahstjohn.com, we got lots of awesome resources for you. In fact, I just created a new custom GPT called the $1 Million Business Gap Finder. Wow. So that's going to show you the gap between where you are and where you want to be in your business. All that's at noahstjohn.com. And again, I'll just mention the book here. Get rid of your head trash about money, how to avoid the 3 big money mistakes even smart people make. Just go to sendmeabooknoah.com. Easy to remember, sendmeabooknoah.com. And I'll just mention the other one again, breakthroughwithnoah.com, breakthroughwithnoah.com. You can actually schedule a 15-minute business evaluation with me or one of my coaches. And we will just, look at the number one bottleneck that's stopping you right now, holding you back from going from where you are to where you want to be. And then you're going to walk away with a 3-step plan to really get to where you want to go 10 times faster. Breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Awesome. Wonderful. We told y'all this was going to be great. So thank you.
Yeah, so we just want to thank you for being a guest on our show, The Real Estate of Love. Thank you for everyone watching. And of course, for more.
Yes, to stay connected with us, you can follow us across social media at Keeping Up with the Coast. That's across social media platforms. All of Noah's links, Dr. Noah and Babette's way to get connected with them, we'll make sure that is in the description wherever you're watching this video. And I do want to give a special shout out, Babette, you mentioned our 2-year-old for giving us a little background music. She actually made her first appearance. She made her first appearance on episode 1. So we really do value what you both said, that advice, that's something to include your family in, because that's the true treasure. And that time is something we don't get back. So thank you both so much for being on our new series. And we look forward to bringing you back in the future, or us going to the Success Manor. That's my goal. That's on my
awesome.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.